Hey everyone, so today I'm going to show you how to do a water change on a saltwater tank. I'm going to do about a 10% water change, and I'm going to show you guys the steps you should go through to ensure that the water change is the best and easiest on your fish. Now I'm going to use filtered water from my home, but lots of people will say you should use RO water, distilled water, something like that, and I do suggest that. So don't pay attention to the type of water. I would suggest you use RO water, but the type of water you use is going to be your choice, and this is going to be the process after we chose the water. So like I said, I'm going to use filtered water, and I've got a 5-gallon tub there, and I've got 10 gallons worth of reef crystals. This is reef salt with some extra nutrients added in, like calcium and magnesium, stuff like that, so it's better for corals and inverts and stuff. It has all the stuff needed. So that's 10 gallons worth. So what I did, very simple, very, easy to do. I just got the sand out. It's all soft, grainy like salt. So I just marked the bag where about half was. And I'm going to put half of it in this jug and half in another jug. They're both 5 gallons, so there's 10 gallons of salt will go in each jug. I'm going to get a knife here to cut this open. And this one type of salt mix brings 10 gallons up to 1.021. I keep my tank a little higher than that, so using 10 gallons worth of salt with a little bit less than 10 gallons worth of water is going to give me the perfect mix. So all I'm going to do here is I'm going to dump in I got my filler hose here. I'm going to dump in half the sand, or salt. A little bit more. That should do it. Still a little bit more. Getting close though. This doesn't have to be perfect because I'm going to use this whole bag for 10 gallons. So, and I'm going to check my salt level later. So I used about half the bag there. Now I'm going to go ahead and fill up my 5-gallon tub here. So I do that with my filter here. So there it goes. So I'm going to let this fill up with water all the way to the top, of course. And then what I love about these jugs, once they're filled up, I'll show you this again, put on the cap. You can take this jug and really mix it around easy just by twisting it. It really gets everything mixed up. So what you're going to want to do is after you get your salt in there and get your water in there, let it sit for anywhere from a couple hours to overnight. You can put it in a room overnight. What I do is you want the temperature and salinity to be very close. So what I do is I put this in in my pet room, which is around 74 degrees usually. It's usually a little hotter than my house. If my house is 74 degrees, my pet room would be more around 80, 78 to 80. So I put this in my pet room, and I go in and shake it a couple times throughout the day to get all the salt mixed up. And since my pet room is warmer, this also heats up the water, so when I add it to my tank, it's very similar to my tank. So I'm just going to go ahead and let this finish. I'm going to throw it in my pet room and get the temperature about right, and then we'll come back and I'll show you the rest of the process. Okay, so it's been a couple hours, and now I got my water here, as I showed you, with the cap on. You can really shake it up real easy. But I've got it the same temperature and salinity as my tank. The temperature is a little off. It's about a degree off, but that's okay. You don't want it very much off. What I've gone ahead and done here now is I got a siphon tube draining water out of my tank into my kitchen sink. That's just going into my kitchen and draining water. And my wave maker up here is getting a little bubbly because can't even see it really because the surface of the water went down just a bit. So as you can see, since I have a sump, I'm going to be adding to my sump. If you don't have a sump, you can add the water right to your main tank. But as you can see, my sump is going down. The water used to be pretty much all the way up to the top. So now as that water lowers, I'll start putting in some of my new salt water. And basically all I'm going to do is I'm going to stand here and I'm just going to keep watching, and I'm just going to keep filling up until this 5-gallon jug is empty. Probably take me about 5 to 10 minutes. It really doesn't take too long to drain out 5 gallons. So once it's added back in, I just, take the siphon tube off and stop draining the main tank, and everything's fine. So that's what you want to do. Make sure to mix your water and let the temperature and salinity even out before adding it to your tank. Changes in salinity and changes in temperature can cause your fish to be sick, even die. So you want the new water to be as close to the old water as possible, just that it's newer, cleaner water. So that's how you do it. I'm going to go ahead and finish this up off camera. I'll just add in a little bit more here since it's going down. And that's all I do. So I mean, really it only takes 15 minutes to do a water change, and I split that up. I fill up the container and then later I come and do the tank because I want to let it even out. So it really doesn't take too long. I can do a 10% water change once a week in about 15 minutes. So it doesn't take long and it keeps your tank healthy. So that's how you do a little quick water change, and just the important parts basically were try to get the water that you're adding as close to the water in the tank before adding it. So there you guys have it. If you guys got any question about fish tanks or doing water changes, let me know. This is basically the same for freshwater, you just don't add salt. So you want your temperature to be close, but that's pretty much all you have to worry about. So that's doing a saltwater water change, and we'll see you guys later. Happy Just a little ending here. So now that I finished my water change, as you can see, my bucket's empty and my water level's pretty high, but it'll start evaporating and go down a little bit over time. But now that I'm done, I'm going to take the rest of my bag here, the other 5 gallons worth, dump it in this water jug. And now what I'm going to do is refill this with my water, and then I'm just going to let it sit in my pet room. So instead of doing it like I showed today where I filled it up and waited, what I can actually do now is fill this up and leave it, and then next time I want to do a water change, I've got my water ready. So it's really important to have some type of jug or something at home like this, like a 5-gallon. Makes it real simple. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill this up, and then next time I only have to do part 2. Part 1 will be finished. So see you guys later.